What's up, Peach Giant fans? Before I get into today's video, I want to say once again, Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a safe holiday with their family, their friends, their loved ones. I hope everybody had a good time. I hope everybody, God bless everybody, being able to start the new year off on a good note. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody that tuned into the channel, that subscribed, that commented, that told their family, friends, co-workers. 2025, I want to be a bigger year. I want to get more subscribers. I want more people to like the channel. I want more people to comment. I want more people to be engaged, involved, and I'll do the same in return. So, I just wanted to say thank you, and that's what we're shooting for 2025. Now, let's talk about the Giants. The Giants won. Actually, the Giants lost today. They could have won. It was an ugly game. Ugly game. Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts didn't play, obviously. Saquon didn't play, which was a surprise. I thought, he would have wanted to play, at least see how the first half or the first quarter would go, for breaking the record and stuff like that. He came out and made a statement, classy Saquon, talking about he still got love for the Giants. You got to remember, man, once a giant, always a giant, bruh. You know what I mean? So everybody sitting there talking that nonsense about him, that boy's a giant, man. He went to Philly for the money. That boy still he still bleeds blue. Believe that. You know what I mean? But it's a business, so it is what it is, But the Giants had their chances. You would have liked to see the offense get the ball back, but Boogie Basham jumping off sides when it's fourth down. Oh God, yo, why is he even here? Like, why is Boogie Basham there? Why are you not playing Aziz? Like, I don't understand that. Then Kayvon gets the roughing the passer, hitting the guy in the face. It was just, it was the Giants are on a good team, and it was fitting to just end that way. But I hope Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen to be back. I'm probably one of the few people that are talking about Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll being back and wanting them to return. Most of you Giant fans, so-called Giant fans, are willing to jump ship and talk about, oh, get rid of them, fire them, and all of this. I mean, come on. Joe Schoen, Kevin Abrams, they've done a masterful job getting us out of salary cap hell. Brian Daboll has worked with what he got. He's had a lot of injuries. He hasn't had consistent quarterback play. A proven, Tyrone Tracy is nice, but, they need a better running back, that they could run in tandem, a guy that could get the tough yardage, that doesn't fumble, secures the ball a little bit better. I did see Jalen Hyatt out there for a couple of plays, but they didn't even look at him. It's like he was a decoy, so I don't know if Jalen Hyatt is going to be back on the team. I don't know what direction they're going to with that. I'm still doing some mock drafts. Don't think I forgot. A couple of people have hit me up like, yo, what you doing, man? What's up with the mock drafts? I haven't forgotten. I'm just trying to find the right one, because the one I was on, it's like the trades were crazy. Like you were offering trades and it was getting rejected and stuff. It didn't seem realistic to me. So I'm trying to find one that's actually realistic, or as close to being as realistic as possible. So I'm in the process of that now, and it will get done. I will be posting it, and it'll be like last year. I'll be taking comments and everything, all that good stuff. But I don't want y'all to think that I forgot about it. Also, I want to talk about this number 3 pick. Okay, I just want to get this out the way quick. I'm sorry, Giant fans. I just don't feel we need a quarterback. I don't feel we're a quarterback away. I feel we can trade back. Now that we have the number 3 pick, my thing is trade and what I've been doing in the mock drafts is I've been trading back every pick. Okay. So like the Giants have the 3rd pick, let's say the Jaguars have the number 4 pick. I would trade with the Jaguars. Then I would trade with the Panthers. Then I would trade, instead of leapfrogging and going from like 4 to 8, I would do 1, 1, 1, 1, because you could get maximum return back by doing that, because a team is going to be thirsty, and because you can accumulate more, you know what I mean? And we got a lot of holes to fill. When you look at this team, the jury's out on Jalen Hyatt, so we might be looking at drafting a number 2 receiver. We might be looking at drafting a number 3 receiver. That's a little bit better than Wan'Dale, that could get deep and can catch. We're definitely looking at a defensive interior lineman. We have to look at edge rusher, because I think Azeez will stay. But if he doesn't, then you say you're going to have to replace Azeez, and you're going to have to get an understudy under him and Kayvon. Under that guy and Kayvon. Brian Burns needs a competent backup. And that's just on. And then you also got safety, because Pinnock is going to be a free agent. So Tyler Nubin's going to need a running mate. Corner, Deonte Banks is going to need a running mate. And that's just defensively. Offensively, as I stated, they might be looking at 2 wide receivers in this draft. You know what I'm saying? To pair up with Malik. You would like a developmental tight end. I like Daniel Bellinger. I love Theo Johnson. But I would like a developmental tight end too, while you also progress with Theo Johnson. Running back, quarterback, obviously. And then you also look at the line. We need a tackle. We also need a swing tackle. We need guard, a swing guard, and a center. So that's what we need. I know everybody's clamoring for a quarterback and clamoring for a quarterback, but you got to remember, man, if the quarterback doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to, and doesn't have a competent running game, and doesn't have a decent offensive line, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you put back there. You know what I mean? We need to build up that team. We need to build up that team, and it starts in the trenches. It starts on the offensive line, and it starts on the defensive line. And Dan Orlovsky said it about a week and a half ago, bro. He said the Giants need to get back to being that smash mouth team, and I agree with that. I agree. I think that they need to get back to having an identity and being that smash mouth team and being that rough and rugged team. The Giants don't have an identity now, and they need to accumulate as many picks as they can. And what I've been doing in the draft is I took Mason Graham or Will Johnson. I know I'm a Michigan fan, so I'm a little bit biased, but those are also players that can fill a drastic need. Will Johnson can come in, be that number one corner. You put Deonte Banks at corner, CB2, which I feel he's much more comfortable at. The spotlight won't be on him as much. Will Johnson gets pick sixes. I understand Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's a great player. He plays both sides of the ball. He's dynamic. But when Will Johnson plays, okay, this man intercepts the ball and he goes back for 6. Okay? Travis Hunter doesn't do that. And I'm not knocking Travis Hunter. I'm just saying it's a different skill set. You know, they're both lockdown corners to me. But I like Will Johnson. And I think Will Johnson can come in, take that number one CB role, earn it. I think he can get it. And I think he can hold on to it. And I think he could be productive. Or we could take Mason Graham. Could you imagine Mason Graham next to Dexter Lawrence? And then you got Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns on the outside? What would you do with that? What would you do with that? Because honestly, both of those guys command double teams. So now you can dictate to the offense what they have to do. Now the offense has to have a tight end in the game that can block and can chip on either Kayvon or Brian Burns. Because Dex is going to get 2. Mason Graham is going to get 2. One guy between Kayvon or Brian Burns is going to be manned up. And then the other guy is going to have a tight end that he's going to go against and a running back, or a tight end or a running back. Come on, that's a win right there, bro. That's a win. So all these people that are sitting there talking about, oh, man, you know, I was watching a podcast for one guy and he was like, well, really? The Giants are going to leave the draft with the first 2 picks being Mason Graham and Jalen Milroe? Listen, let me tell you something, bro. I watch college football, okay? Jalen Milroe is a bad dude, man. I mean, okay, he was a little erratic with the ball this year, but that's what you have coaching for. Jalen Milroe is probably the best athlete as far as quarterback is concerned in this draft. He's definitely the best runner. And there's some good running quarterbacks, but he is the best runner. So think about what dimension that adds. So if the Giants take, let's say, they trade back 2 or 3 times, accumulate extra 3rd round picks each time. So now they got 4 3rd round picks, right? Now they take Mason Graham, okay, because you don't want to go further than Chicago, because Chicago is going to take Mason Graham if he's there. So you want to stay around 7 or 8 before you make your pick. So you could trade 3 to 4 times, I would say. Okay? Just imagine if we take Mason Graham, right? Then we trade back into the 1st round, right? So now we lock up Jalen Milroe for 5 years. That's a 5-year deal now. So we got him for 5 years, bro. You know what I mean? So they could trade back, and I think I saw interest in Milroe starting around the 20s, like with Seattle, things like that, Pittsburgh, you know, things like that. So the Giants would have to trade back in and probably get around maybe 17 or 16 or so, like with the Arizona Cardinals or something. But they could do that, you know. Or if you know Seattle doesn't take a quarterback or Pittsburgh doesn't take a quarterback, they address a bigger need. Then you talk about you could get Jalen Milroe in the 2nd round. You got 4 3rd round picks, 2 4th round picks. Yo, you could fix your whole freaking team. And then you got $60 million in free agency. You sign a couple of free agents along the offensive line or defensive line, yo, the Giants could be set, man. So everybody's sitting there talking about taking a quarterback high. Look, I've watched Shador. I've watched Cam Ward. I'm saying it again. They are two very good quarterbacks. But what is your ceiling with Cam Ward? What is your ceiling with Shador Sanders? And what is your ceiling with Jalen Milroe? Now, I get it. Jalen Milroe has probably the biggest bust potential, but I think he has the biggest ceiling also. And let's not forget Carson Beck, bro. Carson Beck was projected in the preseason before college football started as being the number one pick in the draft overall. So this dude knows how to play. Carson Beck just had a bad year. I mean, shit, it happens. But you talking about a quarterback that's 6'4", 220 pounds and can make all the throws, layered throws, deep throws, everything. So, I mean, yo, man, I really feel we should trade back and get a quality player and take best player available, not reaching for a quarterback just because, oh my God, we need a quarterback. Like, it's not that serious, because if you don't have a team, what's the quarterback going to do? If you don't have a line, what's he going to do? If you don't have a running game, what's he going to do? If you don't have a receiver, what's he going to do? So you could put that quarterback back there. What's he going to do? They're talking about anyway. The rumors were drafting Shador or drafting Cam Ward and getting a bridge quarterback. So if you do all of that, then take a quarterback in the second round and take best player available when you select. These guys are going to help you immediately. Mason Graham is going to help you immediately. Will Johnson is going to help you immediately. The only reason I wouldn't take Travis Hunter is because I think to be good at your position, you have to focus on your position. And he's got a lot going on. He wants to play offense. He wants to play defense. He does it well, but he's not focused on one thing. And I don't know if he's going to truly reach his potential because he's trying to do both and prove to everybody, even himself, that he can do both, when I think he should just focus on one. I think he's a decent receiver. I think he's a better corner. But I think corner is what he should focus on. And I mean, if he gets sprinkled in here and there on offensive plays, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Dion did it. You know, Charles Woodson did it. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But, you know, he wants to play offense. He wants to play defense. And I mean, that's a great thing. You know, that's a great trait to have. But, you know, you talking about playing 120 snaps professionally? Taking a pounding? No. Now, getting back to Milroe. You talk about he brings a dynamic running game with him, bro. Jalen Milroe can run the ball, and he can also throw it deep. He's got probably the best arm from a deep ball perspective in this draft. I mean, Jalen Milroe can sling it, you know, but he needs coaching. And that's where Brian Daboll and whoever, hopefully we bring in an offensive coordinator. That's the offensive coordinator and Brian Daboll's job to work with him and get him to understand the quarterback position. But if you do that, Jalen Milroe could turn into the steal of the draft, bro. The steal of the draft. But, let me know what y'all think. Should the Giants take best player available, or should they reach and take a quarterback? Let me know what y'all think. I'm very interested in seeing what y'all think. I'm very interested in y'all opinions. Also, I'm in the process of setting up my Instagram page. So I'll be posting on Instagram soon, as well as YouTube. Just trying to branch a little bit, and get to a greater selection of viewers. But subscribe, comment to the channel. Let me know what y'all think. And let me know what y'all think. If the Giants should stay at 3 and take a quarterback if one of them is available, or if they should take best player available. And who is your best player available? Interesting question. Because let's say the Tennessee Titans take a quarterback. Let's say the Cleveland Browns take a quarterback. Now the Giants pick 3. Do the Giants take Travis Hunter? Or do they take Mason Graham? Or do they take Will Johnson? Or do they trade back? Interesting. Or do they stay and take a Tutoria McMillan? You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's an interesting choice. It's an interesting choice. And I think the Giants got to do their homework. They can't get this wrong. They have to hit this. Regardless of what they do, it has to be a hit. So, let me know what y'all think. Get back to me. Comment, like, subscribe. And I'll get back to y'all in a couple of days. And like I said, I hope everybody has a happy new year. I hope everybody has success, has health. You know what I mean? That's all we care about, family. Just staying healthy out there. You know what I mean? And everything else will come to you, But God bless everyone and peace. And I'll get back at you. All right. Later.